What's up, traders? Big week behind us. Big week is ahead of us. Let's take a look what happened the last week. What is coming this week? Let's begin. So the last week started with the CPI in Australia, which surprisingly, as we can see here, showed improving numbers. The pressure slowing down and the pressure to keep the rates high or even hike further slow down in Australia. That followed by this official rate decision in New Zealand, and they said they are clear with hiking the rates. They are not clear with the timing yet, and we saw the New Zealand instruments gaining some strength during the week. Then we got the core PCE index in the US, which also surprisingly showed a rate of 0.2% versus 0.3% expected. And the GDP dropped below 2% on the expectations. GDP in Canada goes negative, which means Canada enters some technical recession era, and that is really significant. And this week we will have the ISM manufacturing PMI in the US starting on Monday. We have the speech from Governor Bailey in Britain on Tuesday. GDP in Australia. Remember, the ease on the CPI last week, and maybe another slowing down conditions in Australia, and that could put more further pressure on the Aussies. We have a very important speech from Governor Ueda in Japan this Wednesday. Non-farm payroll on Friday, ADP, which is the pre-non-farm payroll read on Wednesday. And these are the main things to pay attention to. And of course, job market on Friday, both the US and in Canada. In Canada, it was not good recently. What does all that mean in terms of technical opportunities? So let's start with the euro dollar, which I believe is still under some corrective structure here. And as long as these resistances or supply levels hold, I would be looking for possible sell opportunities on the euro dollar. On the 4-hour chart, we can see some key levels here. One of them is right at that area, right at that range. So what happens with the euro dollar at the moment with the higher pressure, which is still negative, the shorter time frames make the lower highs, lower lows. We have a big supply area here, which as long as it will hold, I believe the euro could push further to the downside. Let's talk about the Bitcoin as our next opportunity. If you follow our channel, you know that we were looking to sell the Bitcoin as long as this range hold here. And if you are not following this channel, make sure to subscribe so you can enjoy all these fantastic trading opportunities and other trading tips and insights we share with you here. So what's next for the Bitcoin? This is a key range. If it managed to break and hold below this range, I believe sell the rallies would be the next important thing. And if we go to the lower time frame, that could be very interesting thing, because on the lower time frame we actually might see you can see here clear sequence of lower highs, lower lows without any doubt. And if we come to the zone of the daily trend line and even attempt to break out, that could start to create bullish divergence. So while Bitcoin makes lower highs, lower lows, the MACD could start and create higher lows, which means a bullish divergence. And that means once it retests these important lows on the way, we could see the Bitcoin at the beginning of the retraces to the upside. And that's definitely interesting opportunity from my point of view to look for these bullish divergences, and next lows to form could create the bounces to the upside. Another one which I find very interesting is the Aussie Kiwi. Easing on the inflation pressure in Australia, let's say, hawkish view in the central bank in New Zealand, and we saw the drop to the downside. This wedge is breaking down the bearish divergence after the market made higher highs. The bearish divergence completes his lower highs on the MACD. We got the break, we got lower lows on the chart and the histogram, and I believe we entered a corrective phase. So I do believe that this low is going to be cleaned, and any pullbacks afterwards should open the doors for further move to the downside. I would not be surprised if the Aussie Kiwi would drop as low as to retest this trend line and this key range as the final destination of this move down. Sell the rallies for me is the trading plan. And another one which I personally find very interesting is the pound New Zealand, which also moves in this bearish channel, and another bounce. Look at that, one high, second high, third, fourth, fifth, 5 highs in a row, and right now also it is breaking below this mini consolidation ranging zone. Currently, there are no opposite signs, which makes me think there is more to go to the downside here. These key lows are very likely would be retested next, and I believe any rallies should be considered as an opportunity to look for sell further to these levels. What are the key zones we should be paying attention to? The broken supports here act now as resistances, and of course we have these little, you can see here some fights between the buyers and the sellers, and this is an area where sellers took control from, therefore act as the supply area. Any pullbacks closer to the broken supports that are now act as resistances or this range should open the doors for further move to the downside. For me, this one is also sell the rallies. So as you can see, a very interesting week is ahead of us. Lots of opportunities building up, so make sure you follow us in this channel. I hope you find value in these trades and that you will be able to enjoy them as well. I wish you a wonderful trading week ahead, and if you have any questions or special requests, drop a comment. We would definitely be happy to assist you with that. So good trading once again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon with more trades, more tips, more insights. Make sure to subscribe and follow.